Hey, Evan,
What?
what's a pirate's favorite subject in school?
What?
Art.
Or.
No, that's a seal.
I know. Good, Dad.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Engage, a family gaming podcast. This is episode 160. Yes, I've been able to do this 160 times, and no one stopped me. And I'm your host, Stephen Dutzman. As always, this is the official video game and board game podcast for EngageFamilyGaming.com. EFG is a website where parents like myself and my co-host come together to give parents and families the information they need to get their family game on. This week, it's a special week because they're all special. But this is the first time that my co-host Teala. Hi, Teala.
Hi.
And our new permanent co-host and the managing editor of superparent.com, Amanda Farrow.
Hello.
Have met digitally.
True.
So, ladies, thank you for joining me. And yeah, we're going to talk about video games. Specifically, we're going to talk about the games that we are crazy excited for in 2019. Spoiler alert, we're going to yell a lot about Kingdom Hearts. I'll give you a warning before any of us actually yell, so you can turn it down.
There's going to be squeaking of some
Squeaking,
kind.
maybe.
Definitely fangirling.
Yeah, definitely fangirling. And then by the time the squeaking and the fangirling is done, Teala and Amanda will talk. Okay, so before I get too much further into it, I do want to take a moment to thank you folks for listening this week. We hope the games you've been playing have been great. We've been playing a bunch of awesome stuff. Unfortunately, Amanda and I can't talk about a lot of it. Wah, wah. But we'll be able to talk about it eventually because embargoes are a thing, and eventually they lift. So we do want the podcast to be as interactive as possible. So what I'd love for you to do is, if you have a question, a comment, a topic suggestion, etc., head on over to our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/engagefamilygaming or engagefamilygaming.com/Facebook because we're fancy. And give us a message. Tell us what you want us to talk about, and we will find a way to do it. We're getting to the point where topics kind of write themselves because of Toy Fair and all sorts of other stuff. But we want to talk about what you want us to talk about. So, yeah, that's that. So, ladies, normally this is the part where we go around the horn. But in the early segment, we all kind of realize that at least 2/3 of us are under embargo for most of the stuff we're playing. So so let's just skip around the horn for now. And let's just go right into the excitement because the last couple of episodes we talked about our games of the year. Last week specifically, we talked about our board games of the year, which was pretty exciting. So let's just look forward. I'm done looking back. I've talked about Red Dead Redemption and God of War and Spider-Man and all these other games and Smash enough. Let's talk about something else. So I will not go first because I've been talking a lot. Teala, tell us about a game. Tell us about a game that you're excited about. Do we want to? Well, here's the thing. Do we want to do Kingdom Hearts just now, or do we want to do some of the other stuff and just finish?
That's probably fair.
All right. So let's talk about Kingdom Hearts. Teala, scale of 1 to 10, and I'm going to ask you the same question, Amanda. So be prepared. Scale of 1 to 10. How excited are you for Kingdom Hearts?
I'm at 300 because my boyfriend managed to snag me one of the PS4 Pro consoles that are coming out.
Oh,
so I'm
you lucky.
so excited. Yeah, I'm gonna die. I'm so excited. So I'm on a whole other level.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he works at GameStop, so he probably had a line on that.
Yeah, well, I guess what he was telling me is when it was available for pre-order on the website, I guess nobody was there to be able to ring him out for it, and he's like, Teala, I checked every 2 minutes, and then somebody came in 34 minutes after it went live, and he's like, and I got you one. And I was like, I can't believe you right now.
That's
so I'm really excited.
That's romance right there.
Seriously.
That, by the way, is how you woo Teala. Spoilers, I guess.
Kingdom Hearts. There you go.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts PS4 Pros. That's it. The key to her heart. So.
Oh, the key to her heart.
Oh,
I didn't even.
man.
How about this? I didn't even intend that, but that was pretty awesome.
That was pretty great.
That's pretty great. So okay, so we'll get to why more in a moment. Amanda, scale of 1 to 10, where are you? on the
I'm
Kingdom
not.
Hearts.
Well, I'm not at a 300. Because as much as I love Kingdom Hearts, and I do love Kingdom Hearts, I also know how incredibly complex the story is for the game, and I have been putting off reading the very long histories of Kingdom Hearts for like the last 2 months, and a lot of them are going live now. There's a great one over on Paste Magazine, written by a friend of mine, but I've just been avoiding reading it. So I'm like a 13. I'm a 13 out of 10. I'm not 300 out of 10, but I like being like a 13 out of 10. I'm very excited.
I mean, a 13 is pretty impressive.
It's very excited, but it's not a 300. I'm not
Okay.
sure if I can
I don't
muster
think
the
anybody's gonna be
300.
quite as excited as I am, to be honest.
I don't think I can actually muster the energy to be that excited with 4 kids.
Yeah, I can't imagine either.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to ask myself that same question, not literally,
I
because
can
that'd
ask
be weird.
you that question.
Okay, Amanda, ask me.
Steve, how excited are you on a scale of 1 to 10 for Kingdom Hearts 3?
I'm not going to say I'm over 9,000. The Dragon Ball Z thing was yesterday. But I'm at an absurd level. I'm probably at like a 15. I'm going to say a 15.
Oh,
No,
that's
Number
a lot of
one,
hype. All
number
aboard the
one.
hype train.
Okay, I'll never be as hype about it as Teala. I didn't get the PS4 Pro. I didn't need one to get me that excited. But this is, I've been waiting for this game longer than I have had children.
Yeah. I don't have children, so I
yeah,
have
so
for a
it's
long time.
Infinity. Yeah, Teala joins us. She is not of the parenting variety. However, she took good care of Meggie while she was my girl at GameStop. That's
Yes.
how.
She's sweet.
Teala sold Meggie her first Pokemon backpack.
I did.
Oh, that's
And
really
then-
Pokemon
sweet.
Bank. Oh, that was cute.
Oh, and the Pokemon Bank. Yeah, that was.
yeah.
That's super
Actually, we don't.
adorable.
Actually, we don't talk about that. Because that might be spoilers.
Ah.
So, if y'all know what I mean. So yeah, I've been waiting for this game longer than I have had children. And the story thing, and I think this is something this was the next topic, so it's a good segue. The story thing, a lot of people have messaged me and, asked me, like, I don't not played any other Kingdom Hearts games. I haven't, should I care? And I have told everyone no. Because I actually have not played all the Kingdom Hearts games because I never owned a PSP and, whatever.
That's
like,
for the best.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I
love
mean,
my
me
PSP,
who has
but it was
played-
useless.
I've played like 90% of the games, and even me, I still couldn't pull a full understanding of what's going on. I had to watch a video that was like a 36-minute video.
Yeah, Dream Drop Distance was probably, and Birth by Sleep were probably 2 of the most confusing storylines where I'm just like, what am I doing? Why
Well, how
is
about
my
this?
life?
How about this? Folks listening that aren't Kingdom Hearts, aficionados, the words that came out of Amanda's mouth were 100% English, and they are actual names of actual video games. What was
Yep.
the other one? Was 258
358 over
Yeah.
2 days.
over 2 days,
Yeah.
which actually means something if you play those games. Kingdom Hearts is absolute nonsense, and I'm just going to say it. It's absolute, complete nonsense. It has a story.
The most JRPG of JRPGs without actually being a JRPG.
Yeah,
I watched
pretty
a
much.
video with somebody who's never played the games, and I looked at her at one point, and I was like, I don't even think I played the games at this point. Or am I sure I played these?
Yeah, exactly. There are like 3 people on Earth who understand the story. One of them is Tabata, because he's the dude behind it. Like Alexa Ray Correa and like Jonathan Dornbush. Those are the only 3 people on Earth who know who they are, who do that. Do you know who those people are, Amanda? You know their names.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
of course you do.
Of course.
You looked off to the side,
No,
and
I
I
looked
was
off
like,
to the side because I'm thinking like Natalie is probably
Okay.
the other one because
Okay,
she
so-
wrote this incredible primer over on Pace. I don't want to butcher her last name. Natalie, what's your last name? It is Flores. Okay, I didn't butcher it.
So
I like
there's
that.
there are resources out there for people who actually care, right? Like but here's the reason I'm excited about this is really all about I've waited a long time, and this is the conclusion to
Yeah.
that story. I really just want to see how much of a giant mess this game is going to be.
I'm looking forward to hanging out with with all of my favorite Disney and Square characters. That's what
Yeah.
I'm living for personally. I want to go hang out with Anna and Elsa. I don't know about you guys, but that's like life goals.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
really
that's
excited about the new Keyblades. They look
Oh, they look amazing.
gorgeous. I am just so excited.
I want to fight with a giant bladed yo-yo. I don't know about
Of
y'all.
course you do.
Because obviously I want to play with a giant bladed yo-yo. So, and by
That's
the way,
just on
guys,
brand.
everything it actually is because I when I was in college, I was a professional yo-yoer.
That is the most on brand then.
So it's super on
my
brand for
wife
me.
so happy to know.
How did you not know that? How did we not?
I
all
don't.
right.
I don't
Anyway.
know.
Okay, so it's just gonna be such a mess. And you're right. I want to play with my friend. I want to hang out with my friends and just have Donald and Goofy be super dumb, and it's gonna
not helpful.
and
at all.
definitely
I
not
think Donald
helpful.
AI is a little better. I mean,
It was
any
really
better.
bad in one. Like one
Yeah.
was really terrible.
He's
Yeah,
not
he's
awful.
he is embarrassingly bad. But so for those listening, we're all excited. It's coming out very soon. We're less than 3 weeks away from this game. It's coming out January 29th. It's going to be out on PS4 and Xbox One. No, it is not coming to Switch. Probably ever. We keep asking them. I mean, because we're required to, as journalists, ask everyone who's making a video game if they're putting it on
Yeah,
Switch.
is it on Switch? Please
Yeah.
tell me when it comes to Switch. Call me, in fact, when it's on Switch. I think
I mean-
Chris Kohler from he used to be at Wired. He's over at Kotaku now, but he said that I think it like GDC. It was last year or the year before, 2017. I think he said. No, it must have been last year. And it was a quote actually at the Game Developers Conference from Chris Kohler. Call me when it's on Switch.
Yeah,
Everybody wants everything to be on Switch.
I mean, I can't
Yeah, I want to
really.
take it on the run with me. Are you kidding?
Listen, I would be
Maybe
happy
they
if it was on.
release a Switch Pro.
Yeah, probably not. Here's my prediction. They're gonna make this game. There might be a DLC pack because DLC is a thing now. Who knows? But I think they're gonna run from this game and just make something else because number one, the three of us are fans. But let's be real. Our brethren are awful. Our Kingdom Hearts fans are the worst. And so I just want to.
They're not all like that, but there are definitely some problematic folks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I say this as a New England Patriots fan. Like, some of us are nice, but the rest of us, like, some of us are problems. The Kingdom Hearts are almost as bad as New England Patriots fans, I think. So,
I'll take your word for it.
listen, New England is a Boston team. Go figure, right? Like, we're like soccer hooligans, only it's way colder. That's basically what it is. So, and I'm a fan, so I can't even get mad.
You're gonna just
So-
get me talking about how much the Canucks and the Bruins don't mesh. So
Yeah, let's
we don't want to get the Canadian talking about hockey.
sports about. Yeah, let's not. It's
No
all,
sports talk.
We'll talk about hockey when NHL 2020 is coming out. How crazy is that? That's actually going to be a thing.
I can't even. I can't
Um,
even with that.
The fact that next year we're getting 2020 video games. All right. Anyway, the people listening are probably like, Steve, you're jumping around.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah. Welcome to my podcast. I jump around a lot.
My
Okay.
life.
So focus. Yeah, I know Teala's been dealing with me jumping around for a very long time. Amanda will get used to it. So, all right. So,
Your brain. You'll get there.
my brain is not working. Okay, so we've been waiting forever. Do you guys agree with me? That's where I want this. Do you guys agree with me with the idea that just don't worry, just freaking play the game, enjoy it, enjoy the stupidity, and embrace it? Or is this one of those things where people should actually do their homework before they buy it?
Well, I mean, I watched the 36-minute it was like I think it said the story so far or something like that on YouTube, and it made me feel much more comfortable in getting the third one, and I've played all the previous ones. So I think definitely maybe watch a video like that, something that puts it all together so you're a little more knowing what's going on. But beyond that, I don't think you need to really play them because they're like
No.
80-hour games if you let them be. So
Exactly. They get really daunting after a time. And I mean, we started playing 1.5 on PlayStation 4 and we've got 2.8 as well. Like, I mean, we have all of these insane PlayStation versions of Kingdom Hearts. I would tend to agree. I think that if you're not comfortable with running into the finale essentially of a trilogy, it's not. It's like when you go and you sit down and you're like, hey, I'm thinking about playing Mass Effect 3. Should I play any of the other Mass Effects? Well, you can skip one. That's okay. You don't have to play one. One's kind of got some garbage nonsense going on with the Mako anyway. Nobody likes it. But you definitely either need to play 2 or be intimately familiar with 2 in order to understand 3 in terms of its narrative. And I think that just like getting a brief primer, if there's a video out there that you can be watching, man, that's way better than sitting down and reading like a 5,000 word diatribe oral spoken history of Kingdom Hearts. You know, the anthology.
We'll definitely link to one of those videos in the show notes, and I'll also, as we get closer to Kingdom Hearts 3's release, I'll be sharing recap videos on our social as a way to... What?
2 weeks. I said, you mean 2 weeks?
As we get closer. I have a content plan for a 10-day countdown leading up to this thing on social media because I'm a giant dork. So, yeah, absolutely. So, yes, but you're right. It's 2 weeks from now. I'm losing my mind. I don't know how I'm going to justify leaving work early.
I'm taking that day off because my PS4 is coming to my house, and I live on a main street. I'm like, I'm going to sit out in my car. I don't care that it's 20 degrees outside, and I'm just going to wait for it to be dropped off.
I think
that's fair.
That might be a little crazy because it's cold, man. All right.
Nope.
Okay, well, no, it's definitely crazy. You just don't care, and that's fine.
I'll have the car running. I mean, I'm not that crazy.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll just waste gas, you know.
All right, that's fine. You're a big kid. Okay, so that's Kingdom Hearts. I'm excited. So let's talk about some other games. Like, what other games are coming? Teala, is there anything else in 2019 that is blowing your hair back at all?
Well, I turned on my PS4 so I could look at the stuff that's available for pre-order because I was
Smart.
I know there's other stuff.
Oh, there definitely is.
So one of the rated M games I'm really excited for, and you know this, is Sekiro, the Shadows Die Twice, made by From Software, because, you know, I'm a glutton for punishment. But also Anthem. Anyone?
Yeah. I'm very excited for Anthem.
Here's my question. I'm iffy on Anthem, to be
Have
honest.
we figured out the ESRB rating? I don't want to interrupt you, but have we figured... It's going to be T? We know that?
It'll be T. There's no way that BioWare is going to turn this, which they're not calling it a Destiny killer, but it's supposed to have that kind of Destiny flavor to it. I believe that it's going to be rated T. They're not going to shoot themselves in the foot by making it rated M, because that's not going to appeal to a broader, oh my god, I'm such a business writer. It's not going to appeal to a broader market base, so they're likely going to be rating it T. I'll look it up just in case.
Yeah, technically not. I already saw that it's not ESRB rated yet. But I agree with her. I think that it's going to be a T game because they have so many M games that they haven't, they need a T. They need a cornerstone T game to come out.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that they haven't gone gold yet with their code, which means that they don't have a full game to submit for an ESRB rating. We will likely get the final ESRB rating about a month out, so we'll see it in the next couple of weeks that they'll go gold. They've got a preview event coming up soon, as far as I know, so likely after the preview event is over and done with, they'll go gold, they'll get the ESRB rating, but I doubt that it's going to be anything other than T.
Fair enough. I'm going to play in the first beta, because I mean, it's pre-order to get in, so I'm just going to pre-order it and play it. So I'll be able to report comfortably. I tried to get Mr. Flutter to get me to beat them up and get their rating while he was interviewing them at E3, but he was busy doing actual work.
He was so busy doing actual interviewing.
I know. I was like, can you do me a solid?
Talk to Casey and tell us what's going on?
But he was actually working and trying to be responsible. I get it. So, Anthem. So, all right. So, you asked us if we were down. I am definitely down. So, tell me what are your thoughts on Anthem? Teala?
Well, I played a lot of Destiny. I actually had the original Destiny PS4, and then I have the PS4 Pro that's the Destiny edition. So I think that if it's enough like Destiny, a lot of people are going to get really interested in it, and it looks just gorgeous, which is kind of a thing that I love. So, I mean, across the board, it looks pretty fantastic, and people are raving about it. So I can't imagine, I don't know much more beyond that, but it looks really great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you. I really like Iron Man, and
Yeah.
so I kind of want to play a game where I get to play as Iron Man. Also, I'm getting real strong Exo Squad vibes out of this, and Exo Squad is a deep, deep cut. I would say arguably the best serial animated cartoon outside of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Um, so and if you don't know what Exo Squad is, just Google it. It's really freaking good. And it's about dudes in suits, which is, funnily enough, Anthem. I can't wait, dude. I mean, this is, man, I really like Destiny. The problem that I had really just comes down to the fact that I just didn't like what I was doing, right? Like, I was a shooter, and that's cool, but it just wasn't
Well,
different enough for me.
and they didn't have like a very compelling storyline, but BioWare is known for their amazing storylines. So even right there, they could do really well, even if just their storyline's great. But if they put other elements that are Destiny like, the people aren't even going to get off this game.
As far as I know, and this is based on there's based on a number of different outlets reporting on this, is a live service, so they are going to be updating it much in the same way that Destiny's updated and everything like that. So, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be for me, and I'm an enormous BioWare fan. Like, I think the only game of theirs I've missed in the last 15 years was Mass Effect Andromeda. But I've played everything else. And I'm a little hesitant. It's not that I don't think that Anthem is going to be good. It's that I have been burnt, and that I'm a little gun shy. Because I have the BioWare game that I wanted, and it's called Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So I'm kind of like, I'm a little bit like, am I going to pre-order it? Like, I think that my partner's probably going to get a review code. I don't think I'm going to, so I might just pre-order it just for the heck of it, because we might play together. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on it. I'm lukewarm on Anthem, which is a very strange thing for me, because for a long time in my Twitter profile, it was hopeless BioWare fangirl. So, this is a different place for me to be in.
Is this the equivalent of me not buying a Nintendo console or a Final Fantasy game? Because, like, is that what you're saying?
No, not really. I'm lukewarm on it.
That's fine.
I want to see what people say after the preview event. I think that once those impressions come out, and once I get a good feel of it from what other people are saying, I think I'm gonna have a different song to sing.
Sounds good to me. All right, I'm gonna shoot a shot. What do y'all think about Animal Crossing?
I'm
Is
pretty
that
excited.
happening this year?
Yeah. Yep.
Are you hype for this? Because I'm super hype. My whole house is in basic meltdown mode thinking about the future of Animal Crossing. Teala,
Animal
what about
Crossing
you?
is gonna be fun.
You said some words, and I cut you off because I was rude.
No, I'm into it. I'm so excited.
into it?
And my best friend, like the only game she really enjoys is the Animal Crossing series, and she bought a Switch this year for it and everything. So it better come out this year, because she's gonna be really disappointed.
Fair. What's crazy about it is we have literally no idea what it's going to do. Like,
No,
I mean,
nothing.
I guess we have some idea. Like, it'll probably be an Animal Crossing game, so there's probably going to be, like, fruit and, like, animal people.
And Tom the baby, hopefully. Everybody
mean,
loves him.
Or they hate him. It's either one.
He's
So,
kind of the devil.
Yeah, he's the worst. It was
So-
sarcasm. Sorry.
yeah, no, it's fine. But it's crazy to be so excited about a game when literally all I have seen is a logo. And now, I am an ever-flowing chalice of hype. We've talked about this before on the show. I like getting excited. That's my favorite part about video games, is being excited before they come out. Like, I almost like that more than the actual games.
You heard it here,
So
folks.
Yeah, I
It's-
get all like I can't play anything else. Like right now I'm trying to play Kingdom Hearts 2 again before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, but I'm like, it's just not Kingdom Hearts 3. I can't.
yeah, no, I trust me, I hear you. So this is one of those like that logo popped up, and I was just like, oh my god. And we're in the same. I mean, I have 4, maybe 5 Animal Crossing players in this house. So we're. I mean, that's why we have 2 Switches. That's why we struggled so hard to figure out our account situation to make sure that we had it done correctly.
Right.
That the account situation on the Nintendo Switch is absolutely abominable. I did a whole episode about it of the EFG morning commute. If you want to know what I have to say about it, you can listen to it there. But I can't wait to pick up some fruit and sell it for bells or do whatever. I just hope it's not just a regular town. Like, I want like a city. Like, I want something
Yeah.
crazy. Because why not? Like, throw some time traveling aliens in there. Why not? Do something different.
Just do some
People's-
crazy stuff.
Okay. So, Amanda,
Yes.
what you got
I have
that
a
you are
lot.
hyped for? Well, I mean, so like pick one.
Okay. Do you want it to be kid friendly, or would you like it to be one of my adult picks?
Let's start with the kid friendly ones and we'll ramp up to the grown up stuff.
Awesome. Okay. So one of the games that I am incredibly hype about is Trials Rising. So it's the motorbike game. It was one of the first games that my son ever played. The Trials HD on PlayStation 4 was probably the first game he ever competently sat down, learned how to play, and actually ended up kicking my butt pretty hard at it. It's a physics-based motorbike game. It's unbelievably fun. It's a cheeky game, and I haven't seen too much about Trials Rising yet, but that is going to be a game that I play potentially endlessly with my youngest son. So I am really hype about Trials Rising because I am going to play so much of it with Goob.
I played it at E3 and didn't really like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I
But
appreciate.
did you play Trials HD?
Yes, I have played Trials games. They're not my jam. With that
Oh.
said,
Gotcha.
Across the board, I guess.
yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Okay.
I am happy that it makes you happy.
Well, it makes my son happy specifically.
Well,
So,
then-
that makes
I just want to
you
go and
happy, sure.
exactly. I just want to go and hang out with him while he's playing it and let him, let him do his thing and he'll kick my butt and we'll all laugh and have a good time. So yeah, Trials Rising is definitely high on my list of must buy for my household.
Yeah, no, I mean, for some reason that game just keeps falling off my mind. Like, I keep forgetting about it, and then other people bring it up, and I'm like, oh, that game's coming. How wonderful. And then I forget about it again. But, listen, it is going to attract a very specific group of fans who have loved those games. I'm not
Sure.
that guy, but, man, it's not like I don't have anything else to play. I want to bring one up. This is going to be super weird. Guys, how about one of my most anticipated games of the coming year is World of Warcraft Classic.
Interesting. Tell me more. Why are you hype about Classic?
Because there is something about revisiting revisiting World of Warcraft from a time before my children were born. I've told this story before, and I'm sure Teala has heard it, so I apologize that you have to listen to my shenanigans. My oldest son, when he was born, my wife kicked me out of the hospital because she wanted me to rest, knowing that I was never going to rest ever again. And so I went home, and I was way too wired, so I raided Molten Core.
That's
And because there was no way I was sleeping at that point. It was like she sent me home and it was just early enough that it was like not stupid to not go to sleep, but it wasn't like 6 p.m, and so I like just raided Molten Core because I didn't have anything else to do. And so just thinking about that, like returning back to that kind of simpler time and back when I understood what was happening.
That's fair.
I'm super excited, and I think the other piece is I'm excited to share that with Evan, because he plays now. occasionally we've been talking about how he's going to have a show on our Facebook page. The only reason that he doesn't already have a show on our Facebook page is that we had hardware issues. Those are being fixed very soon, so he'll actually be streaming World of Warcraft for EFG, but bringing it back to the original game, I think is really fascinating. Will I play it forever? Probably not, right? Like, am I going to be one of those dudes like pushing the end game content, blah, blah, blah? No. Am I going to make a dude and just run around, Westfall and be stupid? Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, I also think it's a really fascinating idea. So I'm interested to see how it works and what the economy ends up being like, and,
Same. The economy is the interesting part to me.
Yes. I'm very interested to see, and I'm also interested to see like how they implement it, because they've talked about like how they're stripping a lot of the quality of life improvements, but not all of them. So I'm interested to see what they do. So yeah, that's World of Warcraft Classic.
I started playing when Wrath came out, and I've been playing on and off for like the last 10 years since then. So I never even got to play Classic, so that's why I'm kind of interested in it, because like, even now, like, my boyfriend's in the other room playing World of Warcraft, just leveling more characters. Like, that's the only game he really plays consistently. So, it'll be interesting to see the Classic Edition.
Yeah. So, Teala, what else you got?
Well, I said my other favorite one, Sekiro, but it's a rated M game, so it's just made by From Software, which is my jam. So, but that's pretty much it. I mean, Devil May Cry 5 looks really awesome, and it's obviously Crash Team Racing.
Oh man, Crash Team Racing. You know what's fun fact? I never played CTR.
I played it a little bit, but I mostly played Crash Bash. Now, bring me Crash Bash, I'm all over it.
I think it's only a matter of time at this point.
I know.
Especially if Crash Team Racing sells well. I mean, they just go back to that well until it's at the bottom.
Yeah, until it's dry.
Now, you say that there's nothing else coming out next year that you're hyped for, and I am calling shenanigans on that. I think you're full of crap.
I'm just looking at the PS4 right now, so
because,
I don't have my Switch out.
Okay, well, it wouldn't be on the Switch yet, but you realize that Generation 8 of Pokemon is coming out next year, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm into it.
I was about to say, listen, don't try and feed me that line that you're not going to be super hype about Pokemans.
Yeah, Pokemon's jam.
It's fine. We don't know the titles yet. We don't know any of the details. Amanda, are you a Pokemon lady?
I do love Pokemon. I've loved Pokemon pretty much my whole life.
Yeah.
Is that possible for you to have liked Pokemon your entire life? Yeah, right?
It came out when I was 9, so...
Okay,
it started
then yes.
coming out when I was 6, and I have been playing it since I was 6.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
I started with the trading cards, and then I started moving into borrowing my friend's Game Boy so I could play... Oh goodness, I don't even remember which one it was. It doesn't matter. It was one of the ones on the Game Boy Advance. I don't remember, but it was. I had to keep borrowing my friend's Game Boy in order to just play it, because I didn't get my first portable gaming console until the PlayStation Portable. So that was definitely like 2005.
They didn't believe in the handheld gaming up in Canada.
They didn't believe in the handheld gaming in my household, and my dad is a huge gamer. Like we were talking about World of Warcraft. My dad and I used to run our own guild on World of Warcraft, and he was a guild leader for a really long time and a raid leader for a really long time. So,
awesome.
Gaming is like part of my DNA, and it's now part of my kids' DNA. So that's pretty cool. But yes, I am excited about, new mainline Pokemon. I really enjoyed Pokemon Let's Go. It was so cute. Like, I'm still really playing it. It's just such an accessible way, especially for little ones, to pick up Pokemon for the first time and like have a ton of fun with that Pokeball. That Pokeball is unbelievably adorable, and you can just walk around with it, and it just like interacts with Pokemon Go as well. It's so interesting. What a neat economy, or a neat ecosystem. Sorry, yeah, really really cool.
Teala, did you play the Let's Go games?
Yeah.
Or one of them?
I sent you the picture of me on my Onyx, and you were like, "What?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
On your Onyx?"
Yo, I totally didn't know this.
Yeah, where you been at, dude?
Well, all right. So here's what happened. Like, I just didn't really like. Okay, so I paid attention to it, but like sometimes find so many games come flying at my face. I cover video games and board games, and I'm kind of dumb. So like, some things just evade me, and the fact that you can actually ride Pokemon, I was like, what? So she sent me Onyx, and I was like, there's no way. I was like, you hacked that. But it turns out that she, in fact, did not hack it. Not that I don't think you could, Teala. I'm sure you could if you tried. But she didn't. She actually was riding on an Onyx, and it's insane. Realistically, I know people are like on Reddit talking about like all these crazy hyper-realistic, I want like the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon. No. This is what I would like. I would like Let's Go Pikachu with new Pokemans in it in a new environment. Like, just give me that.
Yes.
I think I'd be pretty okay with that. That would make me pretty happy.
Like, but what I want is for one of the Pokemon to literally be a dumpster on fire. Like, at this point, like, that's where we're at.
That's very
like
2019 mood right there.
100%. And you know what? There's a haunted sandcastle as a Pokemon in Sun and Moon. It's a haunted sandcastle. That's
very true.
So if there's going to be a haunted sandcastle, a dumpster on fire, really? Not out. Like, if I told you that there was one of those, you wouldn't think I was lying.
I wouldn't.
No.
Have you seen Grimer? Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically the same.
I'm really excited.
I would be pretty excited for is
What?
if like they did in Crystal and Silver and Gold, where they did like you were in Kanto and then you got to go all the way, or you were in Johto and then you got to go back to Kanto. If they did something with maybe a bunch of different ones, so you could go through all the generations or something like that, like I feel like that would be really cool because that's why I loved. Those are my favorite games: Silver, Crystal, and Gold. So
that could be fun. And you know what? The Switch could certainly handle it. I think for me, the thing that this is the only thing I'm not looking forward to is figuring out how many copies of that game we're going to have to buy and how we're going to divide time up between all of them. I mean, between the 5 of us, we have 6 copies of Pokemon Sun, Moon, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Man, it's going to be insane. The thing that I'm honestly more excited about than the actual game is the hype cycle, because here's what's going to happen. Sometime in the next month or two, they're going to give us the first Pokemon Direct, right? Like, they're going to give us the thing, and they're going to show us key art, and we're going to know the name of it, and that's it. And then slowly, over the course of the summer, we're going to have one awesome summer where every video game podcast, we're going to be able to say, hey, check out this insane new piece of Pokemon news that we got. And we're going to be able to just regularly talk about cool Pokemon stuff. And eventually we'll find out the starters and their evolutions. Like, do you remember how crazy and awesome the internet was when we found out about Rowlet? Like how awesome was the internet?
That was good internet.
Those
was quality memes that came out over Rowlet, and Rowlet's amazing. Like, I remember I was working at Mike.com when Rowlet was announced, and I think that we ended up publishing one of the memes that was like Rowlet in really adorable preppy clothes. It was just the cutest damn thing I've ever seen.
That tracks. For those listening that don't know, just Google up Rowlet, but basically he's an owl shaped like a bowling ball with a bow tie made out of leaves.
The most adorable thing you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. And somehow because my children are traitors, they decided because they stuck to their fire type roots, and they played as Litten, the bastards.
Oh, I played as Litten too.
Me too. I love fire type.
I love fire type too.
That's fine.
Rowlet's so cute, but don't worry because my son restarted my entire.
Oh, that's nice.
Entire
Did he do that on purpose? Was this allowed?
This was allowed.
Oh, okay.
Good. Yeah.
I was getting palpitations.
He restarted it. It was okay. Look, these are the things you do for your kids. I wasn't playing it anymore, so what was I going to do with it? I'm playing Pokemon Let's Go. He's not playing that.
I mean, I get it. I didn't.
He's not restarting that, you mean?
He's not restarting that.
Listen.
That's mama.
Until I knew that it was okay, I was like, oh my god. Because we've had issues with kids deleting stuff. That's like my nightmare. Okay, so that's the Pokemans. Man, listen, how crazy is that? We have a new Pokemon coming this year. At least purported this year. It's not confirmed, but they're pretty good about getting Pokemans done. Teala, you got anything else, or you know what? Actually, wait. You talked a little bit. Amanda, what else you got?
I have so many things. God, so many. So I'll talk about one of the games that I ended up previewing not long ago. I can't really talk about what I saw yet, but I'll talk about the game itself because I have written about it on my other site, which is gamedaily.biz. So that's Metro Exodus. It is the third installment in the Metro series, and the entire thing takes place in Russia. In the first two games, you are stuck underground in Russia, and you're having to like fight your way through all these crazy monsters and zombies, and it's really scary, intense.
Just for one clarification, this game is rated MAF.
Right? Yeah.
So this is
Rated
definitely
so
for
M.
bed. This is post-bedtime
So
stuff.
M.
We talk about stuff for the grown-ups, but
Yes.
yeah.
This is rated super, super M. You do not want to be playing this around your kids. The language is really harsh, lots and lots of violence, hyper-violence in some places. Anyway, Metro's cool. It's really beautiful. It's no longer just stuck in a tunnel or stuck in a subway somewhere in Russia. You are out in the open. There are seasons. There are a bunch of different people that you get to interact with. The crafting system's really interesting. I've played. Have I played any? I haven't even played any of the other games. I'm familiar with them as a cultural zeitgeist, but I'm really excited about Exodus because I think that it's got a lot of interesting things that it's doing that's improving on the survival horror genre, and it's such a challenging genre to break into in a meaningful way. So it's not like they're breaking into it. I mean, I think 4A's been working on the Metro series for, my goodness, probably
Like a decade
or more. Yeah, they've been
Yeah.
working on it for a really long time. So it looks really, really, really amazing. The other game that I'm super hyped for, I don't know what the rating is going to be on it, but I'm assuming it is M as heck. I wonder if I can look behind me and see if I can see an ESRB rating on its previous title. Probably not.
What was it?
The Division.
Yeah, it's M is
so-
all get out.
That's M is all heck, is I'm pretty sure. So
It
the
is.
second one, oh my goodness, I loved the first one so much. It is such a cool squad-based kind of game to play with, like sit down and play with your friends or play with your, with your older children. Or I played with my dad, so I mean, it's such an interesting environment. And the first one took place in New York, so I live right near New York. So I mean now, not back then. I didn't, but it's got a really special place in my heart. So I'm super excited about the second one. So those are my two, like, play these after the kids go to bed kinds of games.
Fair enough. I have one more.
Tell me your one more. Tell us your one more.
Let's do this.
Do it.
This is absolutely insane.
Do it.
Absolutely insane. But I'm gonna throw it out there. This is the year of Final Fantasy on Switch,
Oh yeah,
right? Because everything except Final Fantasy 8, right? Everything except
pretty
8.
much.
Yeah, that's
which is
correct, yep.
which is fine. 8 can go to hell in general.
Aw.
So
You're
I-
gonna upset people.
it's not the first time I've done that. I do a podcast. With that said, I have been advised. A friend of the show, Anthony John Agnello, has verbally assaulted me. I
your
deserved
hatred
it
of
probably.
8?
Yes, because
Yeah.
8 is his favorite.
Anthony's right, because 8 is a secret, beautiful treasure child.
Okay. So maybe we'll
You're
fight about this
upsetting
later.
her. Yeah.
It's fine. It's not the first time
You
I've
can
upset
see
a
my
man.
face. I'm not upset.
It's fine. We can
okay.
fight about it for real later. It's okay.
I'll take my claws out. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
So
I'll be here to witness it. Nobody's gonna
Yeah.
get killed, so we're good.
no, we're fighting to the pain. Not. Yeah. It's fine. I've had my share of duels to the pain. It's okay. So the but the game that I am actually the most excited about. This is out of the Final Fantasy that are coming. Other than Final Fantasy X, which of course I'm going to buy and I'm going to put it on my Switch and I'm going to play through it again because 10, quietly the best Final Fantasy game ever made. Anybody wants to at me, come at me. But I'm actually excited for.
Low-key my favorite.
Good.
And not
okay.
even low-key my favorite, it's high-key my favorite.
Fair
I don't know
enough.
if it's the best in the series, but it's definitely my favorite of the series.
I will argue that it's the best, but what I'm really excited about, this is going to sound super nuts, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered.
Me too. Yes.
Crystal Chronicles
Love
is so
Crystal
cool,
Chronicles.
though.
So here's the thing. Here's why I'm so excited about it. When they put it out as the multiplayer game with the stupid Game Boy Advance nonsense, we don't need any of that crap anymore. They're going to put that on the Switch, which is made for multiplayer games. We've got all this extra time. It's made for multiplayer games.
Ish. It tries to be made for multiplayer games, unless you try to play something like Splatoon with voice chat, in which case it's
Good luck.
Death trap.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, it's not made for online multiplayer games.
There we go.
But Crystal Chronicles is not an online multiplayer game.
It's true, it's not.
Crystal Chronicles is meant for me and my wife and my sons, or some combination of me, my wife, and 2 of my children. It's like Wolfpack rules.
I love that.
The are going to play this, and it's really dumb looking, but I'm fine with it. Like, we don't have to worry about getting Game Boy Advance cables and Game Boy Advances and all that crap. We don't have to worry about it. We can just play the game. This is for those listening, just look up a YouTube video for Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. It was originally on the GameCube.
It's a bonkers game.
It's super dumb. It's super
bonkers,
dumb.
But I love it.
Yeah.
But anytime anybody hears me say something is dumb, that means it's a term of endearment. And I am way more excited for that game than I really have any reason to be. The extra bonus points, it's actually my wife's most anticipated game of next year also, so of this year rather. So that's a bonus. It's like, hey, it's a game that we can play together. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great stuff coming, and here's what's nuts is we don't even know everything. Like, we know nothing about the fall. We know nothing about what Sony is doing. We know nothing about... We really know nothing about...
We won't know anything about what Sony's doing until they are absolutely ready to tell us, because they are not at E3 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, they got that PlayStation blog. Ryan Clements is going to do some stuff. You know, he's going to write some words. So
there's going to be some words written.
There's definitely going to be words. They're going to tell us about stuff, but I think... You know, but like, we don't know anything about what Microsoft is doing. We frankly don't even really know what Nintendo is doing, and that's what's so crazy. It's almost intoxicating.
'Tis the season for the January Direct, family. Where is it?
They did it on Twitter, is what they did. I don't think it's happening. I'm not a betting man anymore. The other podcast that I'm on ruined me for betting. Did I ever tell the 2 of you what Nicole Tanner did to me? Former managing editor of Pixelkin.org. I bet her that the Switch was coming out the September before it came out. I said it is coming out in September. I guarantee it is coming out. I shot my shot. And I was like, and if I am wrong, you can choose what game I play for Extra Life. Uh-oh. So I was wrong. Do you know what game she made me play?
I'm excited. Go.
Star Stables. Do you know what Star Stables is?
I'm familiar with Star Stables, as a matter of fact. It's very big in Sweden.
Yeah. Star Stables is a horse riding MMO targeted at tween girls.
Popular.
Oh, it's incredibly popular. It just recently got bought by someone for a lot of money.
It got purchased by, I think it was Nordisk. I think Nordisk Film Company ended up purchasing the IP for that, and the studio. Nordisk is hungry. Very hungry.
You know what? Listen, make a Star Stables movie. It'll actually do well, I'm sure. The plot is actually really not that bad. So here's what's crazy. It really wasn't as terrible as I thought it was, except for one major problem. It's designed for tween girls, and I am very much not one of those. And so, like, people kept trying.
Gives it away.
I mean, there's a lot of things that give it away.
I don't know exactly what pinpoints it, but
yeah. So, they kept trying to like group up with me and chat with me and like talk with me because it's an MMO. That's what you do. And I kept like being this super loner. Let me tell you, turning in quests turned into a stealth action game because I had to like wait until there was no one around and like stealth into the quest giver and turn in the quest and get another one and then leave before anyone tried to group up with me. Because I really was like, no, really, you don't want to play with me. This is my punishment. So I'm not a betting man anymore. But if I were a betting man, I would bet that there would be no Nintendo Direct coming in January. Because they did it on Twitter. And they told us all about the Yoshi, as it were.
I am looking forward to the Yoshi. I have, in fact, pre-ordered my Yoshi.
Did you pre-order the one from Japan that comes with the giant Yoshi plush?
Do I look like I have room in my office for a giant Yoshi plush? That would end up going to my daughter and cluttering up something somewhere. No.
You see, all right, so listen, whether or not you have room doesn't mean that I don't know you well enough to know whether or not you would just do it. Like, because I have a feeling that Yoshi plush would bring you joy.
Probably. I do really love Yoshi.
Yeah.
I have a woolly Yoshi up there over on my mantle over top of my television that I stare at all the time. I do really enjoy Yoshi.
What are your thoughts on Yoshi, Teala?
I love it, and I have to love it because it's my best friend's favorite also. He's so cute. I own all the yarn ones, the little ones, and we happened to get the giant one. We found it at like Toys R Us or something, and it was the best. So, you know.
Yeah, it's cute.
He's just adorable.
No, absolutely. And so I woke up one morning to a text message from friend of the show and our Mega Man expert, Jeremy Davis, who is also a big fan of the Yosh, as it were, and he sent me a link to the Japanese Amazon page with the pre-order links for all of those, and he's like, I don't know if you want these, but if you need them, this is where they are. And I was like, you bastard. I didn't do it.
But you thought really hard about it.
Oh, dude, listen, because it's for work, Amanda. It's for work.
What are you
It's not for personal use.
It's not for personal work.
Entire situation here, there's all my games. That's for work.
It's for work. It's for work. It's for business. But I didn't.
Like this excellent amiibo is for business. It's
that is a very
cute.
That's
for Monster Hunter stories.
Yeah.
I know no one else can see this except for my lovely co-host, but I'm holding up this incredible amiibo that I imported from Japan. I love it so much. And we have all of them.
Does it do anything? What does it do anything cool in Breath of the Wild?
I mean, if I ever played Breath of the Wild, I'm one of those horrible heathens where, unless it's like Link Between Worlds and Link to the Past, I'm probably not gonna like it.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. You've never played Breath of the Wild?
I mean, I tried to. I didn't like it.
Breath of the Wild is...
I tried, buddy.
Okay, listen. It's okay that you don't like good things.
Just hug me. Oh, that I don't like good things. Are you trying? Because I can take out my hoops right now. Is that what we're doing? You gonna get the Canadian
no, wait.
mask?
She's gonna take the kitty claws out.
This is what I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna say this. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is the best video game Nintendo has ever made. Full stop. I've said that 2 or 3 dozen times on this podcast, and I've gotten into a near fist fight verbally with Anthony John Agnello about it.
See, because Anthony knows what's up. Anthony understands me in a very visceral way.
Because he's from northern New York, which is basically Canada, so I get it.
Basically Canada, true.
So anyway, so we'll have we'll have to just agree to disagree, and it's fine.
Cool. You can still like this most excellent product, and just because it doesn't work for me as an experience does not take away from your enjoyment of it.
Do you think it might be a Canadian thing? Because I'm not the most amazing fan of it, and I'm 100% Canadian French on both sides of my family, so...
There's something awfully Canadian about your opinions on Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild?
My husband's Canadian, and he loves it. He loves Zelda to absolute bits and pieces. He played the heck out of Breath of the Wild. I got him the collector's edition. He is an enormous Zelda fan. So
okay, so I guess it's not a Canadian thing.
It's probably not a Canadian thing. It's just a me thing, I think. I don't know. I've only ever connected with Ocarina of Time and then the Link Between or Link 2 games on handheld, so I don't know. I tried really hard to like it, fam, but it just didn't work for me.
It's all right. It's okay.
Everyone's about halfway through, but it was a lot of work for
everyone's allowed to be wrong about a few things. It's cool. It's cool. Anyway, so folks, listen. We shared some of the things we're excited about, but I know we forgot some stuff. I mean, maybe Amanda didn't forget anything because she's together.
She's got it all.
But
I have lists of all the steps.
So, but I'm sure we didn't hit everything, and I'm sure that we forgot something that you are hype about. So this is what I would love. I'd love for you to head on over to our community, which is you would go to engagefamilygaming.com/community. I don't know why I forgot that all of a sudden. I was trying to give the Facebook address, and Facebook group addresses are insane. So go to engagefamilygaming.com/community, join the team, and talk. We're going to start a thread. I'd love to hear your most anticipated games of 2019. With that said, folks, that was episode 160.
We did it!
We did it.
Yay.
Of Engage, a family gaming podcast. Folks, I do hope that you enjoyed that podcast as much as the three of us enjoyed recording it. I don't know why I didn't remember what we did. We've been recording it for the last hour, I promise. So thank you very much for listening, folks. We're going to be back next week to talk about board games. I have no idea what the topic is. We're going to wing it. But we've got a week to think of one. But it's going to be board game related, I assure you. But until then, I have two favors. One, every one of you knows someone who needs to listen to this show. They may not know they need to listen to this show, but they need to. So get them the link however you need to. Smoke signals, text them, Facebook them. I don't know. Just get them the message. Because more people listening equals a bigger audience, which means more access, etc., etc. You know how this goes. We're content creators. It's part of the drill. The other piece is, I would love it if you would go to wherever you download this podcast and leave us a nice review. Be honest, because I know you want to give us 5 stars. So,
it's true. We're worth it.
We are definitely worth it. So, until next time, this is Steven and Amanda and Teala, and we're signing out. You have a great day, and don't forget to get your family game on. We'll see you next week, folks. Bye.
Bye!
Thank you for listening to Engage, a family gaming podcast.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to